why I'm telling a story nobody else is telling is clear. I don't have any reserve, like the fear that they would actually have towards him. I don't think he's special. My goal was to build a piece that's award-winning, exciting, really artistically put together well. And Alex was the right choice. Like I sought out the right director to build the project and then kind of leave it in her hands in that way. But I did use my presence in culture to get people to participate with it. So there's a lot of people in this docuseries that wasn't in the previous docs that you saw because they said, no, I'm gonna do that one because 50, that's gonna be the big one. Because I'm not scared of none of that. Like I think it's just the way I was brought up. I don't really register those things. I've been through way more extreme things than these people. I look at the project, it's just another project to me, and they can look and create reasoning for it. And it could be their personal take on why it's the way it is, but if they watch the docuseries itself, they'll understand it's been done tastefully and it is the best version of a docuseries that you'll see on this. Well, he is a big part of the culture. Like he's a respectable, he made it to a respectable position within culture. Any smart person would pick their fights. And you say, I don't really get anything out of it, it's not my business anyway, so why say something about it? Like the docuseries is me putting together people who had different experiences and letting them tell their truth, right? And a lot of things come out that make clarity for you in a different way through it. But I only was comfortable saying stuff about him because I've been saying it for 20 years. I've said it since that day. I'm like, what? Nah.
I think that, the footage that we were able to procure from his last days before the arrest and the indictment was watching that for the first time was explosive. There were lots of, it all happened very quickly and there were lots of phone calls going on and trying to figure out what was in there. And I think what was exciting as a filmmaker was that I wasn't looking, the film is not about like, let's just have, one allegation after another. I don't really think that there's story in that. I think context is everything. And context to the story was what was missing, I think, for both of us. And in that footage, it felt like you were just like with him, in this like very, this very intense time in his life. And you were getting a peek into, what was going on, behind closed doors. And that was really fascinating.
A journalist would ask that, but a journalist would also say, I'm gonna keep my sources secure, but but I got it. They can blame it on me. That is that. I think he's gonna actually like the project. He's gonna see that it was done fair, the perspective. Because he's gonna see too many people or he'll be consumed by what his personal experience was with each individual that's saying things about him because he lived these things. She's gonna understand it. You can interview her following that and I'll do the interview with her. I'll make sure I put it together. Yeah, because I had communications with her to understand it, what's going on. And even though she's not in the docuseries, it was important I spoke to her to understand how things transpired. The husband, I spoke to him away from her, separate individual communications. And see the things kind of match up. Like when people say things, I go, oh, okay, I hear what you said. But if you hear things multiple times from people, different people, it kind of rings true to you. He got old real fast. His hair was jet black, like mine. And the next day, he was like a full. All I saw from was the raccoon pictures from the courtroom. When they drew him, it was looked like a raccoon. That's it. Like I was like, when did this happen? Oh no, not in entertainment. Yeah. I think that this docuseries is not gonna do that to him. I think that the lawsuits will finish off his finances. and then you won't be able to, recover from that. He won't even be done with those lawsuits by the time he come home. They'll still be at, it's like 80 lawsuits sitting there. That's why I didn't understand why there was no filing for bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. At least it would have stopped the lawyers from taking pro bono cases, because the sharks, they smell the blood in the water when they see somebody that has deep pockets. They go in and following Cassie in $20 million or $30 million, then should have filed bankruptcy right there. I don't think it's changed anything. I think there's less parties.
Yeah, less parties.